uh, meditation and final meditation of the week, and our final meditation for the counting of the Omer. Wow, it's incredible how fast 7 weeks goes by, that time between leaving Egypt and receiving Torah. Imagine that it's been this long that the Israelites were walking through the desert to get to Mount Sinai. And you really have to kind of go through a whole series of emotions and spiritual dimensions to get there. And so we've been going through these spiritual dimensions, exploration of what's inside of us, our love and our desires, and the way we exist in the world, while we look through all of these 49 different dimensions. We kind of see where we stand, where we come out. And there is something beautiful about Malchut being the final dimension that we talk about, because Malchut is in terms of being about leadership and being about ruling and having sovereignty over our own spirituality, over our own mind, over our being as a human in this world. We come on now today, Hod Sheba Malchut, humility inside of our leadership, humility inside of our sovereignty. There are so many different ways that we can approach this, but also, we looked not just at Hod, but at also Hodaya, which is gratitude. I can't help but think that one of the spiritual realms that we look at today is to have gratitude and be thankful for those things that make us who we are. If we are going to have sovereignty over ourselves, we must have gratitude for who we are. It begins with that. It's love your neighbor as yourself, meaning you need to love yourself. So be grateful for who you are. Be happy about the kind of person that you've turned out to be, that I've turned out to be, because we don't have a choice. We are who we are, and we have turned out this way, and we do have control over and sovereignty over ourselves. So pat yourselves on the back. You made it. You are a whole human being. At least that's what we'll ask for later on at the end of our meditation, to feel whole, to feel joy. I never realized how loud my office was until I started doing these meditations. But as we look into also our leadership, the way we lead, leadership needs humility. A leader can't bully. Yeah, they can, and many do. But I think it's a big mistake to lead with power as opposed to leading with compassion, leading with humility, leading with gratitude, because those things are lasting. And you include others in your life when you're filled with compassion and gratitude and discipline and loving kindness and all of the realms of the Sefirot. But most of all, a leader needs to step back a little bit, that Hod. We, in having sovereignty over ourselves, can't even recognize who we are unless we step back a little bit. We allow things to come into us a little bit, as opposed to pushing ourselves on others. There is a time when leadership needs that. There is a time when we need to put our energy out there in an enduring way. But I can't help but think that we exist with others, and to just put our own desires in front of everybody else, I'm not so sure if that's what leadership is about. I'm not so sure we actually do take control or sovereignty over our own lives when we're pushing our agenda on others, as opposed to listening sometimes. And look, none of this is all the time. If you have too much humility, then you're letting people run roughshod over you. If you're pushing yourself and bullying everybody, and that's your leadership, you're not going to have anybody want to follow you because you're just bullying them and they're in fear. There are some people who like to lead through fear. I'm not one of them. So as we approach our day today in our meditation, this is a time to kind of bring this all together, to think about where I am in my life right now. Do I have control over it, right? Am I sovereign over my own life? And do I have the kind of gratitude I need to help me navigate through my life in a positive way? And I can be critiqued, I guess, for wanting things to be positive, wanting to feel joy, wanting to feel whole. I could be critiqued for that. There are tragedies that happen in our world, and we found that out again yesterday in Oklahoma. There's tragedies. There's horrible things that happen. There are horrible people in our world. I just feel like one person at a time, beginning with ourselves, we need that gratitude inside of our sovereignty. We need that humility inside of our power, our reign, as it were. Reign with the GN in the end. So today is for us to harness our gratitude about taking control over who we are in our lives and giving thanks for all of the gifts that make us us. That's how we gain power over ourselves, is by appreciating ourselves and appreciating the gifts that we have and what we can bring out into the world. So, I think next week's going to be our last week for a long time. Going to be heading out to Israel. So, and then vacations and all of that. So I think we're going to pick up again in August. But next week will be our last times together, just for this fiscal year. But for today, let's go quiet. Let's close our eyes and breathe and concentrate on our breath and just be. We don't have to solve anything. We don't have to help anybody. We don't have to do anything other than just be here right now for several moments. So let's get ourselves comfortable. Just allowing everything to be just as it is for now. Just allow our breath to enter our body, to fill us up. Feel what it's like to just be alive. If you find your mind is taking you away from your breath without judgment, just bring yourself back. Bring yourself back to your breath. As we approach our final couple of minutes together, we ask for two feelings to come over us. May I feel joy, and may I feel whole. Joy is very difficult at times like this to find. May I feel joy. May I feel joy. And may I feel whole. Malchut, sovereignty, reigning over ourselves, that is leading us to, hopefully, a feeling of wholeness. A feeling that we are complete people. May I feel whole. May I feel joy. May I feel joy, and may I feel whole. May I feel whole. May I feel joy. With each breath, offer both or one of these. May I feel whole. May I feel joy. May I feel whole. May I feel joy. May I feel whole. May I feel whole. May I feel joy. May I feel joy. May I feel whole. I invite you to come back to your breath. Really see if you can feel your breath filling up inside, leaving your body. And just be for another moment. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you were able to find some stillness and peace. May you feel joy, and may you feel whole, and may you keep your hod inside of your malchut. Have a beautiful night. Have a wonderful Shabbat. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. And a wonderful Shavuot.